guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be doing the match preview for Barcelona versus Leganes in La Liga, the second last match of the 2024 calendar year, in a big game to end off the year in this final week that we do have this match and Atletico next weekend, where we need 6 out of 6 points. Our league, the form in the league has been dropping up and down recently, and we need to end the year on 6 points out of 6, and it starts with this game coming off the back of the Dortmund game. Confidence and momentum is very good and very high. Big win in Germany, and hopefully the team can translate that same result into this match. Before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. Also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9 p.m. local time, so your regular kickoff time in La Liga, and this match will be taking place at the Luis Campos Stadium in Montjuic, which of course is the temporary home for Barcelona, and hopefully for not much longer, maybe a month, 2 months more at the absolute max. And the referee for this match has also been confirmed. On the pitch it will be Alejandro Gomez, and on the VAR it will be Juan Luis Santana. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table, where Barcelona are currently sat in first place in La Liga on 38 points after playing 17 matches. We have 12 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses. You look at our last 5 games in the league: 2 draws, 2 losses, and 1 win. Absolutely disgusting form in the league. And again, we've drawn 2 games, lost 3 in total. Of those 5 games where we draw points, 4 of them have been in our last 5. Disgusting form in the league, and we are giving away this league at the top of La Liga. You can see we only have a 5-point lead from first until 4th place. Athletic Club on 32 points, 5 points behind us, saying they're playing the same amount of games as us. But Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid both playing 16 games. Madrid 2 points off us. Atletico Madrid 3 points off us. Look at the form of Atletico: 5 wins of 5, and they've won now 9 La Liga games in a row. They're closing their gap. They were, I think, 10 points behind us. Now they're only 3 points with a game in hand, of course. And you have Real Madrid as well, who are always creeping in and around the area. Now, if you take a look at the top teams who will be facing this weekend, Real Madrid will be traveling to Rayo Vallecano. We, of course, Barcelona struggled there sometimes in the recent games. I hope it's a away game that maybe Madrid are tired from the Girona match, from the Atalanta match. You know, 3rd away game in a row. There could be maybe a slip, but pretty unlikely, because they tend to do pretty well against Vallecano away. They don't struggle like we do. They have other stadiums that, you know, catch them out. This one not being one of them. Atletico Madrid hosts Getafe at home. Yeah, another game for them at home at the Metropolitano Stadium. Getafe, it's borderline for Simeone. It's going to be a boring game to watch, but I think Atletico Madrid will get the result in the end. They've now had, I think, 3 home games in a row. Is of course before the match that we play them next weekend. So I'm expecting both Madrid clubs to get wins. We of course have the easiest game on paper, so we have got to win, especially with the other 2 teams very, very likely to win. And this is why this match and next week's match is so crucial. You need 6 out of 6, or else we are slipping away in La Liga, and we could drop away. As long as we stay in first, I don't care about game in hands and all this mumbo jumbo. I'll remain confident. But again, once we drop to 2nd place, that's where I think serious business begins. Of course, Real Madrid will play their game in hand the first week of January before the Copa del Rey against Valencia away at the Mestalla. Difficult game, so I would be very, very cautious into what happens over the next few weeks, where Barcelona could drop the 2nd place. If we do not win both games against Atletico Madrid, I think we're dropping to 2nd place, and that would be detrimental. So we need to 6 out of 6 points, and it starts, of course, in this match against Leganes. Now, if you take a look at our opponents in Leganes and where they're currently standing in the league table, they're currently sat in 17th place in La Liga on 15 points after playing 16 matches. They have 3 wins, 6 draws, and 7 losses. They have less points than games played. Sums it up for you: 2 points above the relegation zone as a newly promoted side. You look at their last 5 games: 3 losses, a draw, and a win. Very, very similar to Barcelona's last 5 games. That's how poor we have been recently, and that's how important a win is in this match. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Leganes. Like I just mentioned, they are of course a newly promoted side. They've not been in the league since COVID. Decent little team. They have a nice little away stadium as well, of course, you know, from our perspective. But the last time we faced them, like I just mentioned, was during COVID. 2-0 win for Barcelona. I was very early in the YouTube game here. I actually did a match review for this game, so I'm gonna let past Barca boy give you guys a very brief update. Let's hear from him. And to review the game, Barcelona 2, Leganes 0. Great result, especially for the title. Performance wasn't up to scratch today, especially that first half. It was poor. I think that midfield absolutely shocked us. So there's your update. It was a boring game with a crap first half. I think it was Hansi Flick who scored early in the second half, and then Messi with a penalty. So comfortable game overall, but the performance was up to scratch. Again, it's COVID, so it's kind of hard to judge games then, but I mean, it is what it is. What can you really do? But let's take a look at Leganes' last 5 matches, or 6 matches, should I say, in all competition. In the last match, they lost to Real Sociedad 3-0. They won a Copa del Rey second round on penalty shootouts. They drew 1-1 with Alaves. They lost to Madrid 3-0. They beat Sevilla 1-0, and they lost to Girona 4-3. But let's take a look at their last 3 league games in all competition. First is that 3-0 loss to Real Madrid. Of course, everyone was kind of watching this game because I think it was the day before Barcelona played their game. I think this is when we lost to Las Palmas. It was a quiet first half, and not end-to-end. Madrid were dominating, but Leganes had a few sniffs. Went into halftime, I think 0-0, I believe, and then they scored Madrid. I think it was Vinicius, and then they got another one. Then Valverde scored some jammy free kick. So in the end, it was comfortable for Real Madrid, despite the first half being a little bit tight. But we thought that the guys could do a job against them. In the end, they didn't. It was a cruise control, easy win for Real Madrid. Next up is their 1-1 draw with Alaves, a team that you could say is definitely on similar level to Leganes. Very even game that ended 1-1 away from home. So I would say that's a positive result for Leganes. You can see in this game they went more so with the 4-3-1 compared to, of course, the formation against Madrid, which is a 3 at the back. So again, they were going very defensive in that game, where this game a bit more proactive from them. Again, it wasn't enough to get the win. Oscar Rodriguez in the goal, Dimitrovic in goal was doing good for them. Nastanic as well, the former Man City defender. Tapia, I think he used to play for other teams in La Liga like Vallecano and stuff like that. So no Munir in this game for them, but again, I think a positive draw for them for sure. Especially a good point for them if they want to stay up in the league. And the last match in all competition was a 3-0 loss to Real Sociedad at home. I mean, they got cooked. It's as plain and simple as that. It's kind of hard to shy away from it. Again, you can see this game, they went more so again on the front foot with that 4-2-3-1, but again, their squad levels is quite dire. The fact that I don't even know some of their players, I barely know any of their players. It says I know Oscar Rodriguez, Tapia, Munir, and Dimitrovic in goal. That's pretty much it. Everyone, Nastanic, everyone else is, new names for me. So that's, again, lack of experience in this team, and it shows on the pitch. So overall, final thoughts on Leganes. Again, they're a poor side. They're a very low-ranked team in La Liga. They are managed by Borja Jimenez, who's been their manager for the past few years. He got them promoted, but of course, back to the first division. Not in the relegation zone, so you could say, I would say on paper, he's doing a great job, but, more games played than points. That, for me, is big warning sign. So I mean, we'll see what happens with him in his future, but I think he's an alright manager for the lower divisions. Maybe La Liga, it's a bit too far-fetched for him. Please look out for Leganes, like I mentioned already. Dimitrovic in goal, very good experienced goalkeeper. Nastanic as well, experienced defender alongside Tapia in the midfield. Munir up front, former Barcelona player. Watch out for him. They always tend to score, him and Sandro. I don't know why. They want us to trouble, but now they just pay us back every single time. So I'd watch out for them. But again, there are some loopholes in this team, and it's not a team of quality, especially at home. This is a team that Barcelona should be easily walking through. But again, we know how Barcelona at home this season against Las Palmas, how that was a threat for us, and hopefully we don't make the same mistakes again. Let's now discuss some of the injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. Of course, the 2 remaining players that are injured right now are Ansu Fati and Christensen, since Marc Bernal and Ter Stegen will not be coming back until the end of the season. Both players trained yesterday and today. The rumor is that Ansu Fati will receive the medical green light for this game. Christensen should be back for Atletico. Probably won't play against Atletico, but he'll get the green light nonetheless. So he should be 100% ready to go for January, which is fantastic. So this is absolutely 2 huge boosts for the squad, more so Christensen than Ansu Fati. Unfortunately, Ansu Fati will probably get injured in training in January like he always does. But the fact that Ansu Fati and Christensen will be fit for the Copa del Rey game first week of January is absolutely huge against Barbastro. But again, they are training. Ansu Fati should be in the squad list tomorrow. Christensen probably will have to wait until Atletico Madrid. Time now to get into the press conference reaction of Hansi Flick, who of course spoke this morning ahead of the match against Leganes, which he is suspended for. He will not be on the touchline for this game. Spoke a lot about general stuff in this press conference, about the team having good confidence momentum from the Dortmund game, how Araujo will very likely get his first minutes in this game, whether he starts or not remains to be seen. Talked about some rotation. He said that we need fresh legs, so there probably will be rotation. He was asked if he'll rotate Raphinha. He said, I'll talk to him tomorrow, see how he feels. He was asked a lot about Frenkie de Jong in this press conference, his role in the team, his importance. He said, look, players coming back from injury, they're going to need some time. I value Frenkie de Jong. Everyone here has to try, and I think about the team and not the individual. He repeated that a lot when talking about Frenkie de Jong. And he also compared Frenkie de Jong's situation very similar to Gavi. Keep in mind, Gavi hasn't been getting too many minutes lately. I don't think he played since Las Palmas. I think he came on against Mallorca a bit. That was it. Definitely not come on against Borussia Dortmund. Did he play against? I don't even think he came on against Betis either. So the last two games, no appearances for Gavi. He's saying, look, both of them are in the same situation. Get back to that match rhythm and sharpness. The most important thing I think about is the best lineup for the game and for the team, not individuals. And then he, of course, spoke on his suspension. Now, I do want to bring up his quote on the suspension. We'll have it here on the screen. He did talk about it in depth. I think it's very, very interesting, especially seeing from the outside looking in, a new manager coming into La Liga. He basically said that I think my reaction wasn't exaggerated. I was just being myself. I went to the bench to talk to the Frenkie de Jong because something was happening between Inigo and Roque on the pitch. I said, look what's happening. Don't act rational. Maybe I should have been calmer. When we started the season, I told the team that I don't want them to be busy complaining on the pitch. I don't want us to complain about the referees or opponents. We're playing football and we have to focus on that. Of course, that already leaked beforehand. The other thing we can't change is not worth wasting energy on. When the referee makes a decision, we can't change it or modify it. We have to accept it. So I accept the red card. For me, it's a pity, but this is a different league. I just arrived in this competition. It's my first red card. 2 games off the bench, as I mentioned. Okay, I'll accept it, but I have to work on my behavior. But in the end, all I want is for referees to make decisions the same way in all matches, what they do with other teams, not just Barcelona, of course. This is a dig at Simeone and Ancelotti, who do the exact same thing as Flick did in that game 1,000 times in La Liga, not even a yellow card, and he gets sent off for doing a little hand gesture. I told my team that we can't change anything that happens on the pitch. The referee makes a decision, we have to accept it, even if we don't like it, but we have to play better, and that's what I want. At the moment, I'm very happy with the team. They're doing a great job. They don't complain to the referees too much, and blah, blah, blah. In football, it depends on the coach and the referees, blah, blah, blah. So pretty much saying that we are Barcelona and this league is corrupt, and what can you do, really? This is basically what he's saying in a nutshell. So welcome Flick to La Liga. He also talked about Marcus Sorg coming on the touchline. He also mentioned that Westerman will be on the touchline as well, since he speaks Spanish, so he'll be doing a lot of communications. He was asked if he will communicate with the team during the game and stuff like that. He said, no, I'm going to talk to the team final time in the hotel. That's it. So I don't know if he's lying or not, because every time the coaches are using the stand, talking to the coaches on the pitch to see what they do. Of course, when they're up there, you have the bird's eye view. It's much easier to see the holes, but he's saying he won't. Hopefully he's lying, but that was pretty much it for the press conference. So that concluded Hansi Flick's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Leganes tomorrow. Time now to get into the lineup prediction. We're going to start from the manager, of course, Hansi Flick. I'm going to try my best to predict this lineup. I think it will be impossible to get 11 out of 11, but I will do my best. I think that Flick will go with this lineup on the screen right now. I think I'll go with Inaki Peña in goal, a back four of Kounde, Cubarsí, Inigo Martinez, and Alejandro Balde, a midfield 3 of De Jong, Casado, and Denis Olmo, front 3 of Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, and Raphinha. I think the win is so important in this game that he's going to make one rotation. He's going to rest Pedri for Madrid, for Atletico Madrid, should I say, and bring in Frenkie de Jong. I think there'll be very minimal changes from Flick. 2, maybe 3, but I feel like he's going to go very, very strong in this game. I don't think Araujo will start. I think he'll come off the bench, get the cheer from the fans like Gavi and Frankie and also do, all that. I think he wants to give him that. I think there should be more rotation. Of course, I'll talk about that in my lineup, but I think that Flick will go very conservative in this game. I think his plan will be win the game in the first hour and then rest everyone for that final half an hour. I think that's going to be his game plan. Go for it first 45 minutes, kill them 2-3-0 up, and then second half rest. Because if you start resting and then you push for it, it's going to be difficult, and you end up using the players on the bench to get the win. What's the point? I think this is Flick's mindset, of course. So I think he'll make from the yellow 11 that we saw against Dortmund and Betis 2 changes, maybe 3 at the absolute most. But this on the screen right now is like that I believe that Hansi Flick will select for this match tomorrow. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think Flick will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was the Barcelona coach. And I've gone on an absolute mad one. I've just basically rotated the whole team. Naki Peña on goal, back four of Hector Fort, Araujo, Eric Garcia, Balde, midfield three of De Jong, Gavi, Pablo Torre, front three of Ferran, Lewandowski, and Pau Victor. Again, I've just fully rotated because Leganes are just so weak. I mean, and also the issue with Las Palmas is that we went fairly strong. The game plan was to go win the game in the first hour. We failed to do that. I would want to bring the bench players in this game because they have that hunger, and not only that, they're fully fresh as well. This team you see on the screen, more than capable of beating newly promoted Leganes 17th place at home. I would play Balde. He needs some more minutes. He hasn't been playing too well. Eric Garcia playing at center back as well, getting used to that position. I think that midfield three is very nice and very balanced as well. You can have either Gavi or De Jong as the holder, whichever one, pick your poison. For me personally, would probably have Gavi as the pivot primarily, with De Jong going a bit more advanced. Pau Victor off the left, Ferran off the right. Again, Ferran prefers the right over the left, so I think that would work pretty well. I'll start Lewandowski for this game. He's been rested quite a bit recently, and then you can maybe bring on Ansu last 10 minutes and then put Pau Victor at the striker. And I'll go with Pablo Torre in the 10 as well. No Fermin Lopez for me. You could, of course, put Pau Victor up front and then Fermin off the left. But like I mentioned a lot, Fermin Lopez tends to struggle against low block teams. If this is more open game, definitely would want to start him. But I think Pablo Torre in the 10 works better against a low block than Fermin Lopez. But this is the lineup that I would select for this match. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know if you either pick my lineup or Flick's lineup. Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? I am predicting a Barcelona win. I'm going with a Barcelona win of 3-1. I think it will be comfortable in the end. I think we will concede because we just leak like a pipe nowadays. It's just brutal. I pray, and it would be so nice to keep a clean sheet. I think our last clean sheet was against Brest. I think that was like 2.5 weeks ago. I bet we keep a clean sheet, but I don't think we will. But I think we will win the game, as of course, in the end, the most important thing, 3 points on the table. I think we'll go into halftime 1-0 up, get the second and third in that first 15 minutes of the second half. Then maybe Leganes get some sort of consolation goal at some point. But I think it will be comfortable win for Barcelona. I go with Barcelona win this game by 3-1. But of course, in the comments down below, let me know what you think the scoreline will be. So that's a match preview for Barcelona versus Leganes in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. The main thing I want to firstly, of course, is your score prediction, and secondly, on those lineups. Firstly, would you pick my lineup or Flick's lineup? What do you think Flick will go with? What would you go with? If you're the manager, leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me and watch the game with me for watching for the match by my match reviews. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big game ahead. Nothing but the 3 points. Take care and force the Barca.